Okay, so I want to start with a number, and I promise it is not the one you are bracing for. It is not your monthly subscription total. It is bigger than that. It is much quieter, and almost nobody ever actually runs it. Roughly $40,000. That is the number I got when I stopped asking what my subscriptions cost me this month, and started asking what they were quietly costing me over 10 years. And honestly, when it finally landed on the screen, I closed my laptop and went for a walk. Here's the thing. Almost everybody has run the small version of this math. You have glanced at a statement, spotted a couple of charges, felt a tiny sting, and moved on with your day. That is the flashy number, the one you can see. But there is a second number sitting right underneath it, and that is the one that actually decides things. That second number ignores what you paid entirely. Instead, it asks what all of that money could have quietly become if it had gone almost anywhere else. So here is what I want to do today. I want to take that invisible number and draw it out for you. Small enough that it finally makes sense. Honest enough that you can actually trust it. Now, I am not going to tell you to cancel everything and go live in a cave. That is not the video. Instead, I am going to introduce you to two people, run the real math on both of them, and just let the number do the talking. Because once you see this thing drawn all the way out, I really don't think a $9.99 charge is ever going to feel like nothing again. In a good way, I promise. Let's keep this fair. Meet Sarah and Tom. They are both 32. They live in the same city, and they earn identical salaries. Honestly, on paper, you could not tell these two apart. The only difference between them, the entire difference, is what they quietly do with a little pile of monthly charges. That is it. One small decision, made so softly that neither of them really notices making it. So look at Tom first. Tom keeps his subscriptions. All of them. And I want to be clear here. He is not reckless, and he is not bad with money. He just never adds them up. Because honestly, why would he? Each one feels like nothing on its own. A streaming service here, a music app there, a cloud storage plan he needed for exactly one weekend back in 2022. He has got a language app he opened during one very ambitious January, and a fitness membership he visits with roughly the frequency of a solar eclipse. Now look at Tom's neighbor. Sarah does something almost aggressively boring. Once a year, she sits down, lists every recurring charge she can find, keeps the ones she genuinely uses, and takes the money from all the rest and moves it somewhere it can actually grow. That is the whole plan. It is not exciting. Nobody is filming a vlog about Sarah's spreadsheet. But watch what that boring little habit does over time. First, though, here is a number that surprised me. When you ask people what they spend on subscriptions, the average American guesses around $86 a month. Sounds reasonable. Feels about right. But when researchers at C+R Research made people sit down and itemize every single recurring charge, one by one, the real average came out closer to $219 a month. That is a gap of about $133 every month that people genuinely do not know is leaving. And look, that is not a stupidity problem. West Monroe found that 89% of us underestimate this number, and 2/3 of us are off by more than $200. Almost everybody. Translation. In plain English, the leak is not an accident. It is the design, working exactly the way it was built to work. So let me draw out how it hides, because this part is almost impressive. Your streaming charge lands on the 14th. The music app hits on the 22nd. Cloud storage quietly bills on the 7th, and the fitness membership grabs its money on the 1st. No single statement ever lines all of them up in one place for you to see. And half of them show up under names that look like a cat walked across a keyboard. You spot a charge that reads like Gugu2Bpr or Applitunes. Your brain quietly files it under probably fine, and you scroll on. And that, right there, is $14 a month for an app you last opened during a flight delay in 2021, just wearing a little disguise. And look, I am not lecturing you from some clean little mountain of financial virtue up here. When I first ran my own list, I found a meditation app I had been paying for since 2019. I have used it, and I am being generous with myself here. Maybe 4 times. 4. So I was paying, month after month, for the option to feel calm about the money I was silently losing. So, no judgment from me. I have been Tom. I am probably still being Tom about at least one thing I have not found yet. And bundles make it even sneakier. Honestly, you sign up for one thing you actually wanted, and it quietly arrives packaged with 3 more you never asked about. Photos, extra storage, some streaming add-on you will never open. It all lands as one clean charge. So it feels like one single decision, but you are really paying for 5 things and using 1. That is not a deal. That is a group of leaks holding hands. And here is the part that gets almost every single one of us at least once. The free trial. It feels like a gift. 30 days. No charge. Cancel anytime. Except it is quietly engineered so that you forget on day 31. In a 2026 survey from Self Financial, 70% of people admitted they had forgotten to cancel a free trial and gotten billed for something they never actually meant to keep. 70%. And half of those said it had happened to them more than once. So this is not a handful of disorganized people. This is nearly all of us, getting gently enrolled in things we would never have chosen on purpose. Okay, so let's run this forward, because this is the part I actually built a little calculator for. I did not believe it the first time either. Let me check the scoreboard at year 10. Now, I want to be completely straight with you about the assumptions, because a number this size only means anything if you know exactly where it came from. I am going to take that $219 a month, and I am going to assume it goes into a plain, boring, broad market index fund earning about 8% a year on average. And look, that 8% is an illustration, not a promise, and definitely not financial advice. Some years the market does better, some years it does a lot worse. And 8% is just a long-run stand-in so that we can actually see the shape of the thing. With those assumptions on the table, here is Tom at year 10. Tom kept everything, thought about it approximately never, and has a slightly nicer streaming library to show for a whole decade. Sarah took that same $219, redirected it every single month, and is now sitting on roughly $40,000. Same salary, same city, same starting line. One of them just quietly moved a small number to a slightly different place, over and over. And the gap between them is now a used car with cash left over. And I know exactly what the skeptical part of your brain is doing right now, because mine did it too. It is saying, hold on, $219 a month over 10 years is only about $26,000 that you actually put in. So where on earth does the rest of the $40,000 come from? Great question. That extra chunk, the difference between what Sarah put in and what she walked away with, that is the compounding. That is the money that her money quietly made while she was busy just living her life. She did not work for that part. She simply stopped letting it leak, and then let time do the boring, beautiful, heavy lifting. And that gap, That is the entire reason I get so annoyingly excited about this stuff. And the flip. The flip already happened. Years earlier. So softly that neither of them ever felt it. That is the whole thing about a leak. There was no crash here. No single dramatic moment you could point to later. Just $219 month after month, landing in the wrong place. Now push it all the way out to year 20. And this is where it genuinely stops being cute. Same assumptions, same 8%, same big illustration caveat. Tom's stack, left exactly where it was, is just background noise he never once questioned. Sarah's version is now sitting somewhere near $129,000. And that is not a typo. And it is not a fantasy. It is just the same small charge, given enough time to grow up into something. $129,000 hiding in plain sight. On a statement nobody ever bothered to read. And I want us to sit in that for just a second, because it is easy to hear a number like $129,000 and let it bounce right off you. That is not a screen number. In the real world, money like that is a serious dent in a mortgage, or a kid's first year of tuition, or walking away from a job you quietly hate 2 years earlier than you ever thought you could. And the thing is, this was never really about the apps. It was about all of the things that money was quietly never given the chance to become. So why do we do this? Why do smart, careful, genuinely responsible people leak money for years without ever once noticing? Here's the mechanism. And honestly, it is simple the moment you can see it. A single charge is priced to be forgettable. $9.99 does not trip any alarm in your head. It sits just below the line where your brain decides to bother caring. And companies understand this precisely. They are not trying to sell you one $219 product, because you would absolutely notice a $219 product. They are selling you 22 different things that each feel like nothing, spread neatly across the calendar so that the total never shows up in one place. And here is the phrase that does all the real damage. By the way, it is just $5. You tell yourself. And on its own, that is completely true. It really is just $5. But that little phrase, "it is just," is not doing you any favors at all. It quietly works like a permission slip. The kind that waves 7 separate charges right past the part of your brain that is supposed to be guarding the door. And notice you never say, "it is just about the big stuff." Nobody buys a car and shrugs. It is just 30 grand. The words "it is just" get saved, almost perfectly, for the small things that add up to the most. And personally, I think the scariest charges are not the big obvious ones. They are the little ones you would have to open your statement to even name. And honestly, most of these apps are not evil. They are just built so that you forget about them. So here is the distinction I really want you to hold on to. A subscription is something you would happily sign up for again today, on purpose, at that exact price. A leak is quietly everything else. Now, if I only showed you the downside here, I would be doing you dirty. So let me be fair, because this genuinely matters. Some subscriptions absolutely earn their keep. The tool that helps you make money. The service you actually use every single day and would happily pay double for. The gym you truly show up to at 6 a.m. Those are not leaks. Those are some of the best money you spend all month, and I would never tell you to cancel a single one of them. It is not a bad subscription. It is an unwatched one. The goal here was never to get to zero. The goal is just knowing which is which. So here is the actual sequence. And honestly, it takes about 20 minutes. once a year. First, pull up your last 3 months of statements. Not 1 month. 3. Because the annual charges and the sneaky ones love to hide across different billing cycles. Second, write down every single recurring charge, including the ones with the keyboard salad names. And look, if you cannot even tell what a charge is, that is not a reason to leave it alone. That is the reason to cancel it today. Third, next to each one, answer one honest little question. Would I sign up for this again right now, at this price, knowing everything I know? If the answer is yes, keep it, guilt-free, no shame at all. If the answer is no, or if you had to sit and think about it for more than a second, cancel it. And fourth, the part almost everybody skips. Take whatever you just freed up and actually move it somewhere useful. Because a leak you plug and then immediately spend is honestly just a slightly slower leak. And look, run this on just one forgotten charge and it feels almost silly. $14 a month. Who even cares? But that, right there, is exactly the trick. $14 a month, at that same 8% illustration, is roughly $2,600 over 10 years. For one app you forgot you even had. And that's just one subscription. Now go ahead and line up the 7 or 8 that most of us quietly carry around. And you land right back at the number we started this whole thing with. So, the real trap here was never the subscription itself. It was never even the $9.99. The real trap is that the number you can actually see, the tidy little monthly total, is not the number that is really costing you. The one that is costing you is the invisible one, the version where all of that money grew up somewhere else entirely, and almost nobody ever stops to draw that one out. So do it once, just once. The next time a small charge slides quietly past you and honestly feels like nothing, do not just glance at it and scroll on. Run it across 10 years first, because $9.99 stops feeling like nothing the second you draw it out that far. And that is the only number that matters. If this helped you look at even one charge on your statement a little differently, then honestly, that was the whole job today. Stick around, because next time I am drawing out the free trial itself. That friendly little 30-day gift that is quietly engineered to cost you. I ran that one too, and I think it is going to bug you in the best possible way.